I sing way out of tune, so you don't know how to sing.
Hi, and welcome to Musical May in March. Wait,
March and Musical May.
or is it musical September and May?
I don't know.
Whatever.
You can make it musical whenever you want.
I'm intentionally saying it wrong so that way Brad doesn't sue me. So anyway, we might as well start off with a song. Oh, give me a home where the asteroids roam, and where the leaves and the fuzzy mugs play. Where gravity's low and the water is snow and the desert winds blow you away. Mars, Mars is my home, where everyone's short just like me. I wish I was there where there is not such much air, and two moons to shine down upon me.
Wow.
Anyway, that's our review. See ya.
Yeah, right.
That'd be a very short review. Plus, I couldn't.
That's okay.
Well, I don't get monetized. Whatever. So anyway, we're reviewing the 1990 Spaced Invaders. I found this I heard about this movie because Shinobi, when it's going to be kind of like multi-layer Inception, because here's quick flashback to why we're reviewing this. He did a review, or he did a criticism of a review of Jurassic Park, and he said, "Why don't you pick Adventures in Dinosaur City? Why don't you pick that one instead? It's a movie no one will complain if you trash it or not." So I was like, okay, why not? We need something to review. So we reviewed it. And then he reviewed it and said that the person who worked on Adventures in Dinosaur City, maybe one of the actors or actresses, or maybe one of the costume or whatever people, also worked on Space Invaders. Spaced Invaders. So, what the heck? We're paying it forward by reviewing Spaced Invaders because it is Space Month. And since last month was a little strong and intense, figured might as well cleanse the palate.
Okay.
So anyway, this movie is a horror, well, it's a Halloween movie, but it involves aliens. So I saw the title, I figured it was about space, so I'm sorry, I'm making you review another horror movie outside of October. You were so terrified of this movie. They said the C word.
Mm.
You know what the C word is, right?
Cat.
Clowns. Mm-hmm. There were a few things that were weird. One was that, they said, can I say the words that were in this movie?
As long as they're not swear words.
They said hell and they said the B word several times, and I was like, PG? Okay. That's a little coarser than I would have thought for a PG movie.
Mm.
Let's see, what else? Tony Cox was in this movie as, I'm guessing, one of the creatures, I guess.
The little people?
One of them.
They had really short pants on.
So, this movie...
I don't know. And they had to have been adults or something.
I guess,
they weren't kids that short.
This movie...
Maybe they were little people.
This movie is kind of like the prequel to Aliens in the Attic and Mars Attacks.
Hmm.
The creatures look kind of like the aliens from Mars Attacks, mixed with Yoda. One of them even sounds like Marvin the Martian, kind of.
What about R2-D2?
Oh, BB-8.
The little...
Yeah, that's BB-8.
Oh, okay.
R2D2 is the tall one in gold.
But this guy doesn't really talk. He only makes noises. And somehow the girl kind of understood him, the daughter. Anyway,
Movie logic. So anyway, they invade.
But she's having to go trick or treating with kids that she doesn't know.
Really, it's just one kid, really.
Yeah, well, it sounded like there were more kids in. They were in the back truck like area.
I guess, but
because there were more
we
kids
never
at the
saw.
party. Remember, there was a pig and other.
Yeah, but after they went to the first house, we never really saw them again.
They were still in the back.
Okay.
Because they were making noises. Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
So anyway, it's kind of like, you know what? I'm looking into the future. This movie that we probably might review. You know what? Never mind. I won't tease that. But it's a case where aliens land, but they land on Halloween night, so everyone just thinks they're kids in costumes.
Like E.T.?
Yeah.
But he landed before Halloween.
Mm-hmm. No references to penis breath in this movie.
Yep.
There is a
not
reference.
A rip-off of E.T.
There is a reference to a Bugs Bunny cartoon called Sahara Hair, where it's like, when I say whoa, I mean whoa.
Yep, the guy had a lot of one-liners.
It was the one who looked like Jack Nicholson.
Cowboy one?
No, the guy with the glasses.
The little guy, or you're talking the tall guy?
The little guy. He was the one who said that.
Okay.
I also made a reference to one of Kay's favorite movies, right up there with Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Salo, where he says, "There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like
That's
home."
That's the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I said that's one of your least favorite movies. Meanwhile, the boy was dressed up as a duck, and I was like, it would have been funny if he had said Howard the Duck.
My name is Howard. My mom dressed me up as a duck.
No, Howard the Duck was like a notoriously terrible movie where it's like, welcome to New Stork City.
Okay. So anyway, they were trick-or-treating.
And the girl
invites these guys to go with, and she says that they're her cousins, her dad's nephews from California, and they're surfer dudes.
Are you going to mention what she's dressed as?
She's dressed as an alien also.
She's dressed as Alien from the movie Alien.
Well, because
that movie was rated R. What would let their kids see that movie? She spent
the summer with her uncle that does costumes and that for the movies.
For zombie and horror movies. Can we call Child Protection Services?
She said she should have gone as a cornstalk or a piece of cheese or something.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the first house that they go to, the guy has he's wearing gold and he has a handlebar mustache, and I was like, is he dressed as Hulk Hogan?
I think so.
Okay, and then I guess it was
he gets out cigarettes.
Yeah. Which reminded me of that SNL sketch where the Coneheads handed out deviled eggs and beer. But yeah, there's this old farmer guy who owns a barn, and to me, he kind of looks like a slightly heavier Harrison Ford. You didn't notice that, with the hair and his face?
He reminded me more of somebody from Green Acres.
Dun dun.
Yep.
So there's an alien invasion going on, but this is a family film, so the aliens are really stupid.
They didn't want to go.
They're stupid, and
but
yet
they didn't want to be eliminated either by this big black purple thing. They're
stupid, and yet at the same time, they can outmaneuver them, kind of. There's one where one of them is looking at a candy bar and is like, no, I don't think so. And it's and then the farmer's like, Ah, dang it. Must be on a health kick. um, what's the voice of like one of like the main the guy who gets blown up? He, I thought that they had cast James Earl Jones or a sound alike. That's the voice of the director.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
So it is cool when a director kills himself. No blood, people. It's okay.
And then the gas station guy was Zorro.
Yeah, and then
And he was making eyes with the bankers. She worked in the bank, that lady did, but I don't think she liked him.
was that banker guy from Texas? Because
I
he's
think
like
so.
he couldn't be more Texas if he was played by Ranger.
Uh-huh. Excuse me. I've been tired all day.
I got a cold beer and a hot lady, and I want to keep it that way. It's like
And then he didn't even pay for the gas.
it's like drinking while driving. That was legal back then, or okay.
Yeah.
And it also said gas was $1.10 a gallon. And I'm like, leap you, 1990. There was another part where there was this guy Pillsbury, who I'm guessing that maybe that's a joke because he was fat-ish. So he was a cop, but he was like doing speeding, doing people
Sonar, the
yeah
radar.
radar for speeders, and there was a camera, but he was like, "Yep, I can't wait to see who the first person is gonna be." And I'm like, "Wow, police videos were really boring back then."
Yep. Well, they were in a small town. Nobody ever came through
What was
their
it,
town.
Beanville, Illinois, or
Yeah,
something?
and now
or
they have
Beanburg or whatever.
there's an off ramp to their town. So wow, okay.
Let's see what else. So yeah, it's I don't know. Maybe it's for me. The movie wasn't that funny. Like I would have liked if there was more slapstick and pratfalls with the aliens or something.
Maybe.
I know it would have made them look like a joke, but I mean, well, they kind of were jokes. It was kind of like the Three Stooges dressed up as aliens.
Yeah. Kinda.
Um, let's see what else. What's funny is that there's one part where I was like, okay, it's towards the end of the movie, and it was only like an hour in, so. And I will say, like, the first hour is kind of good, but it's like the last 30 ish minutes kind of slows down a little bit.
Yeah, where the daughter was trying to convince her dad they just want to go home.
Mhm. And the Jack
The
Nicholson guy,
diversion.
the Jack Nick,
Field tractor was
The-
the diversion.
the Jack Nicholson alien, he is kind of entertaining, but it's just because of how he talks, you know.
You're gonna have to excuse me. Excuse me.
Should I finish the review?
Yeah, sure, Tom.
This is available on Blu-ray. Do you want it?
No.
Okay. Um, hmm. I guess you won't hear Kay's final thoughts about this movie. For me, it's an hour and 40 minutes. The first like maybe 40, 50 minutes is pretty good. But then afterwards, the last 40 minutes kind of slows down and it becomes more of like a rescue mission. Plus there's been kind of reminded me of Starman in that if it didn't get to a certain point, then an alien was gonna die, and it also kind of reminded me of Amanda and the Alien. I don't know if this one is necessarily funnier or less funny. Yes, I do own Amanda and the Alien. Um, I would say if you have kids, it's worth a watch. There's nothing super offensive about it. There's a few swear words. They say the B word. Um, and then there's this character who I swear they used the same footage of him saying this line like 4 times, like what the hell? Or I'm sorry, like what what the hell is that? Kind of doing like Hank Hill from King of the Hill. Um, I'm sorry, people. That's my best Hank Hill impression. I've never seen the show. Sorry. Um, if you have kids, well, it is PG, so should be okay. Maybe there's like a few words. There's nothing super offensive or inappropriate that they probably haven't heard. It's up to you if that's a good thing or a bad thing. There's no real gore. There's no nudity that I can think of. Um, it is slow. I'd recommend Aliens in the Attic. I think that's a little funnier. Um, I need to get that movie one year. One year. So anyway, that's phase two of Space Month. Join us next time when, hey, you remember in the past how we reviewed movies like Ice Pirates, Battle Beyond the Stars, and stuff like that, which were Star Wars ripoffs? Well, why don't we instead, next week, do an Alien ripoff? Okay, coming up is gonna be the R rated Alien movie. Bye!